Alright, hello everybody, it is I, Granorite, and here we are back with another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Emerald with our Gen 3 type challenge of Psychic type, our next playthrough, our third Psychic type team, out of 6 I think, which is going to be Wobbuffet, Latias, Chimecho, Gardevoir, and Deoxys in the speed form, is what you get here in Emerald. We're going to talk about these 3 pokes to start things off. So, Wynaut has Shadow Tag for its ability, currently knows Charm, Splash, and Encore, and that's what it's going to know till it evolves at level 15. Medium fast leveling rate Pokemon. Wynaut is a small bipedal Pokemon covered in blue fur. Its head is spherical with ear-like fingerless arms on either side and a bulbous growth on its forehead. It has a wide mouth with serrated upper jaw and a pink tongue. Its eyes appear closed, each curving upward to a point in the center. The fur on its body ends in a zigzag pattern extending over its short legs. Wynaut's tail is long and completely back, ending in a round, flattened tip with a white eye-like spot. Wynaut tends to live in caves and travel in herds. It will test its endurance by squeezing up against other Wynaut at night. In doing so, it strengthens itself, toughens its spirit, and learns to launch powerful counterattacks. When angered, it will slap the ground with its tail. As it loves to eat sweet fruit, it is also drawn to fruit gardens. As mentioned in the sleep style decks, Wynaut maintains its smile even while sleeping. Slapping the ground with its black tail is a possible sign that Wynaut is feeling restless and angry in its sleep. Prior to Generation 5, Wynaut and its evolved form Wobbuffet were the only known Pokemon that could have the Shadow Tag as an ability. And our Gen 3 information for Wynaut. Ruby says Wynaut can always be seen with a big happy smile on its face. Look at its tail to determine if it is angry. When angered, this Pokemon will be slapping the ground with its tail. Sapphire says Wynaut gather on moonlit nights to play by squeezing up against each other. By being squeezed, this Pokemon gains endurance and is trained to dole out powerful counterattacks. Emerald says a Wynaut loves to eat sweet fruits. It cleverly picks fruits using its ear-like arms. They gather in fruit gardens drawn by the fragrance. And Fire Red and Leaf Green say it tends to move in a pack with others. They cluster in a tight group to sleep in a cave. Next we have Latias, which has Levitate for its ability, so it won't be hit by ground attacks. Currently knows Psywave and Wish at level 5. Of course, a slow leveling rate Pokemon. Latias is a Pokemon with a bird-like body stylized after a plane. Its long neck stretches forward from its squat body. It has no legs, usually floating instead. The rear half of its body is largely red, and the upper white half with jet-plane wings high on its rear, and fins on the bottom near its tail. A blue triangular marks the center of its chest, with a red mask partially covers its face. Ear-like fins sit on top of its head, and its eyes are yellow. It has short three-fingered arms with red coverings on the outer side of the lower arms. Latias is a female-only species, with Latios being its male counterpart. Latias ruffles its feathers and cries loudly when there is hostility towards it. Its glass-like downy feathers can enfold its body and refract light, which allow it to become invisible or alter its appearance. It is highly intelligent and can understand human speech. It is capable of using telepathy to communicate with others. In the 5th movie, Latias had the ability Sight Sharing, which allowed Latias and people around it to see exactly what Latios was seeing. It normally does not make contact with humans or other Pokemon and disappears when an enemy is nearby. It forms herds with several members and is usually found near water. As seen in Pokemon Horizons, like other legendary Pokemon, Latias can be found in the Pokemon Paradise Laqua. Latios loves Latias treats made by Snackworth, who once encountered it in the past. Latias can be summoned by the Eon Flute, and is the only known Pokemon capable of learning the move Mist Ball. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Latias. Ruby says, Latias is highly sensitive to the emotions of people. If it senses any hostility, this Pokemon ruffles the feathers all over its body and cries shrilly to intimidate the foe. Sapphire says Latias is highly intelligent and capable of understanding human speech. It is covered with a glass-like down. This Pokemon enfolds its body with its down and refracts light to alter its appearance. Emerald says they make a small herd of only several members. They rarely make contact with people or other Pokemon. They disappear if they sense enemies. And Fire Red and Leaf Green says it can telepathically communicate with people. It changes its appearance using its down that refracts light. Next we have Chimecho, who also has Levitate for its ability. Currently knows Wrap at level 5. Chimecho is a fast leveling rate Pokemon. Chimecho is a small round Pokemon with a mainly bluish-white body shaped like a Furin wind chime. It has beady yellow eyes and 3 stubby limbs. Its body has a horizontal amaranth color pattern. Underneath its body extends a long tag-like tail that has amaranth patterning at the bottom. A yellow globular growth, referred to as a suction cup or a sucker, is connected to the top of its body. Chimecho can create ultrasonic waves or other noises. It uses 7 different echoing cries to communicate with others. It is nocturnal and usually lives in grasslands and woods, but sometimes are found in mountainous regions. An omnivorous species, it eats berries that it plucks with its tail. It can knock out large prey with using powerful waves of air, which are thought to be created by Chimecho, amplifying the faint sound of wind inside its body. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Chimecho. Ruby says Chimecho makes its cries echo inside its hollow body. When this Pokemon becomes enraged, its cries result in ultrasonic waves that appear to have the power to knock its foes flying. Sapphire says in high winds, Chimecho cries as it hangs from a tree branch or the eaves of buildings using a suction cup on its head. This Pokemon plucks berries with its long tail and eats them. Emerald says they fly about very actively when the hot season arrives. They communicate among themselves using 7 different and distinguishing cries. Fire Red and Leaf Green say it travels by riding on winds. It cleverly uses its long tail to pluck nuts and berries, which it loves to eat. And then next we have a Ralts, which has Trace for its ability, currently knows Growl. A slow leveling rate Pokemon, Ralts is a humanoid Pokemon with a white body. It has thin arms and legs that widen towards the feet. There is a wispy extension trailing off the back of its feet, creating the overall impression of a nightgown or oversized dress. Most of its face is covered by green hair that resembles a bowl cut, but a pair of pinkish red eyes are sometimes visible. There are 2 flat red horns on top of its head, a large one in the front and a smaller one at the back. Ralts uses its horns to read people and Pokemon's emotions. Warm feelings cause its body to warm as well, but it hides if it senses hostility. If its trainer is in a cheerful mood, Ralts also becomes cheerful and joyous. It is known to inhabit urban areas, but it does not normally show itself to humans. However, when it senses happy feelings, it will approach people. Ralts prefers to hang out with people in cheerful nature more than those with gloomy natures. Regardless, Ralts will show no discrimination to anyone based on age or gender. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, when you see a Ralts smiling in its sleep, it means something good has happened during that day. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Ralts, Ruby says Ralts senses the emotions of people using the horns on its head. This Pokemon rarely appears before people, but when it does, it draws closer if it senses that the person has a positive disposition. Sapphire says Ralts has the ability to sense the emotions of people. If its trainer is in a cheerful mood, this Pokemon grows cheerful and joyous in the same way. Emerald says a Ralts has the power to sense emotions of people and Pokemon with the horns on its head. It takes cover if it senses any hostility. And Fire Red and Leaf Green say it is highly attuned to the emotions of people and Pokemon. It hides if it senses hostility. And last but not least, that leaves Deoxys in its speed form for us. You can see it's already got a speed of 23. Knows Rapleer Nightshade at level 5. Slow leveling rate Pokemon. Deoxys is an alien-like bipedal Pokemon that has 4 forms, each focused on a different stat. The main components that are constant for all 4 forms are predominantly a red color, a light blue face, and 3 light blue dots on its back arranged in a triangle. There is a purple stripe running down the center of its face and a purple crystalline organ in its chest, while its white circular eyes are set inside rectangular black eye sockets. Deoxys was formed by the mutation of a virus from space. The Pokemon is highly intelligent, and its brain appears to be the crystal in its chest. This organ is capable of firing laser beams. As shown in Destiny Deoxys, it is able to regenerate any part of its body that it may have lost during a battle. While inactive, it can also take the form of a triangular stone tablet. It has also demonstrated the ability to create an aurora without changing its form. These auroras can have different electromagnetic wavelengths and are used to communicate with other Deoxys. It is also shown that the various electromagnetic waves given off by people, Pokemon, and all electronics can obscure its vision if there is enough interference with its communication. Deoxys' different forms each possess different abilities and techniques. In Destiny Deoxys and Pokemon Adventures, Deoxys has been observed to create clones of itself. These clones have lifeless eyes and duller color, lack the trademark crystal on the chest, and seem to be unable to change from the normal form. Furthermore, they seem unable to morph their tentacles into hands. When these clones are defeated, they dissolve into dust-like particles. Deoxys is bitter enemies with Rayquaza, with the two often clashing with each other, as depicted in several media. I apologize, got like a tickle on my throat. Deoxys is an extraterrestrial Pokemon that was coming towards the planet inside of the Grand Meteor Delta during the Delta episode. However, the meteor is destroyed, and Deoxys is defeated before any of them could get to the planet by the player and Mega Rayquaza. Deoxys is the only known Pokemon capable of learning the Psycho Boost move by leveling. Deoxys has 4 forms: the normal form, the attack form, the defense form, and the speed form. So the normal form is you can get in Ruby and Sapphire, it says. In its normal form, Deoxys has tapering legs with a segmented vertical blue stripe on the upper portion. Its abdomen is black with vertical lines, while the majority of its skin is reddish-orange. The arms are capable of taking different forms, usually a pair of tentacles coiled in a double helix. One tentacle is the primary skin color, while the other is light blue. Alternately, it can form more humanoid arms with a red top and a blue underside and a 5-fingered hand. This form has a blunt protrusion with a single blue stripe on either side of its head and stubby tail. The attack form is available in Fire Red, it says. While in its attack form, Deoxys' legs remain tapered. However, its blue stripes are no longer segmented and run the entire length of the leg, and there is now a large spike on the knee. 2 pairs of whip-like tentacles with pointed tips, one reddish-orange and one blue, replace its previously coiled blunt tentacles. The protrusions on its head are now triangular, with the additional one extending from the top of its head. Most of its reddish-orange skin is receded, revealing a striated black chest and abdomen. Finally, its tail is now longer and more pointed. The defense form is from Leaf Green. Deoxys' defense form has bulky wide legs that are somewhat flat and end with a bluish-green spot on each knee. It retains its 2 pairs of red and blue tentacles, but they are now flat and broad. The head is fused with the body and all protrusions are gone, causing it to resemble a helmet. The reddish-orange skin now covers its entire body, so none of its inner black portions are visible. There's now a single blue stripe on each shoulder, and its tail has disappeared. And last but not least is a speed form, which is what we see here in front of us. The speed form of this Pokemon has a sleek black body with thin striation. A reddish-orange skin now covers only its head, hip joints, and the area around its crystal. There is now only 1 tentacle on each side of its body, 1 red and 1 blue. Protrusions on its head now point upward and the back of its head now forms a long spike. There is a long, thin blue stripe running down the center of this longer protrusion. More blue stripes appear on either hip joint and its legs. So our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Deoxys: Ruby and Sapphire say this about the normal form. Ruby says the DNA of a space virus underwent a sudden mutation upon exposure to a laser beam and resulted in Deoxys. The crystalline organ on this Pokemon's chest appears to be its brain. Sapphire says Deoxys emerged from a virus that came from space. It is highly intelligent and wields psychokinetic powers. This Pokemon shoots lasers from the crystalline organ on its chest. Fire Red says this about the attack form: this Deoxys has transformed into its aggressive guise. It can fool enemies by altering its appearance. Leaf Green says this about the defense form. When it changes form and Aurora appears, it absorbs attack by altering its cellular structure. And Emerald says this about the speed form. A Pokemon that mutated from an extraterrestrial virus exposed to a laser beam. Its body is configured for superior agility and speed. Alright, now we're ready for some nice log leveling. Because we have 2 Pokemon in this party that we have to switch in and out. Because they can't do anything. And that is Wynaut and Ralts. So, Wynaut wants HP. And that's really all it wants. I think we'll probably get some defense stats for it too. But I don't really care about those as much as I want its HP maxed. And so, of course, we have to have someone to switch it out with. And so we're going to be partnering it up with Chimecho to get it up to level 7. We'll probably also use somebody else because Chimecho levels up faster than Wynaut. But for right now, we're going to use Chimecho until Chimecho reaches level 7. So all those Wurmples. I don't really want Ralts. Wurmples. Wurmples. Hooray! So we're going to be swapping Wynaut in and out until it reaches level 15, which is when it'll evolve to Wobbuffet. And we will have that happen probably first thing next episode. Let me go. Zigzagoons are being a real butt. So lots of exciting leveling up with this team early on. And by exciting, I mean not at all. Frick. Well, what do we do here? I guess we go until Ralts knocks itself out. There's nothing I can do. With Shadow Tag, we can't run away. I don't even have any healing items. Like, we're just gonna go down. That was dumb. Oh my god, just hit it. We have so much of this still to do. This is a little painful. Good thing this team is going to be really good once they learn some attacks. We just got to suffer a lot up front. Hooray! Wynaut leveled up to level 6. Come on. Just think of all the training I get to do off screen that you all won't see, getting us up to level 15. It's gonna be so fun. Alright, well, one more fight in Chimecho's at 7, which means we'll probably just use Deoxys to help get it up to 7 the rest of the way. Very nice. But the sooner I max out Wynaut's HP EVs, the sooner I don't care what it fights. But we could get defense EVs, I guess, next. But why? We want to take a lot of damage. I guess that would make us last a little longer. We're so close with Wynaut. And then we get to do the same thing with Ralts. Now, Ralts wants special attack and special defense. So we want all those Ralts that we ran away from, and then Lotads. The problem with Lotads is they know Astonish. And Astonish is super effective against this team. As you can see, our Latias still having troubles with those Lotads. Try to get some health back to give us a little longevity, but it's not really amazing. If I hadn't healed, we would have went down. Oh my god. Back off. Poor Ralts getting beat up by that Zigzagoon. But I've yet to see a single Ralts up front or Ralts in the wild while I have Ralts up front. Which is really annoying. Kind of hoping we heal so we can keep going a little longer, but I guess we'll go back and heal here. And we're going to be doing this with Ralts until it hits level 9. 9 is when, I think, when it learns Confusion. So yeah, not an exciting first episode. Can't even find any Lotads to fight. Oh, Ralts! Oh my goodness. Probably need to go back and heal just to get my Psywaves back. Not even really the HP, it's just the attacks. I just need to be able to hit more. Hooray! Oh, Ralts learns Confusion at 6? Well, that changes everything. Now we're gonna do it ourselves, buddy. Come on, we're the Lotads. This is dumb. They are supposed to definitely be more of them than this. Not gonna pass up on special attack for Latias. Hooray! Sidewave is so bad, and we don't even learn another attack with Latias until we get to level 20. So we're going to be stuck with Sidewave for a while. Eat it. Stupid Lotads. Hooray! Last but not least, we have Deoxys, which wants attack and speed, and boy, we can hopefully get those here. We're going as fast as we can. We're missing all the wraps, as we should with wrap, because it's a horrible move. Hooray! Oh, okay, we finally got the team up to level 7. Let's move on with our lives. Whew. Man, I got a lot more of this to do. Which is why I did it today, because I have the time. All right. Everything will be okay once we get to level 20. We won't have Psywave anymore. We'll have our Wobbuffet. Ralts will be evolved into Curlia. Everything will be good once we get to level 20. probably would have been good to just buy a potion or so. We also just need Chimecho to learn something else besides Rap. That's the problem. We have 2 Pokemon that know Rap, 1 that knows Psywave, and the other 2 can't attack. That, like, these low levels are junk with this team. Of course, one of them can't attack now. Ralts can use Confusion. Alright, we can do the next fight before we go back and heal. We can't Nightshade him, but we can definitely just Wrap through him. Should have just stuck with the Wraps. Of course, it counteracts the Leer with a Growl. I can't Nightshade it because it's normal type. I can't hit it because it's Wrap. Deoxys goes down to a Zigzagoon and a Tailo. I'm going to throw this controller. All the growls. We've lowered its attack as low as it goes. We are currently asleep because of the FX Spore. Guess it's a good thing we gave an Oran Berry to our Chimecho. Oh, we're back asleep. Come on. Things I do for you, why not? Poor Chimecho. Alright. Get through all this talking so we can get back to the trainer fights that don't matter. Alright, now for this, what we're going to do is we're going to send out a few Pokemon. We're going to get 2 on Latias here, and then we're going to swap out Wynaut. Alright, then we're going to let Deoxys take on some Magikarps. Or a Magikarp, I guess. And then we'll give it an Oran Berry. So we can take on this Zigzagoon up here. Good job. Then we'll give another Oran Berry to Chimecho because we have a bunch of Wurmples we need to go fight. This is HP, isn't it? All that special attack Chimecho has and nothing to do with it. We're gonna speed through these Wurmple fights because it's just this. It's just us wrapping it. Alright, let's beat up on Team Aqua. Look at that sand attack doing work. We never get sand attacks that good. Oh, we need to go heal again. So these Ninkadas are not going to be fun. You gotta hit it, Chimecho. Come on. But we will go ahead and charm these Ninkadas a bunch. Goodness, the damage. What am I supposed to do to that? That's even with all the charms. This is just a long, sad episode of us struggling. I mean, I know it's going to get better, but boy, it's just not good up front. Can anybody learn this? No. Excellent start. The only time we'll see Ralts this episode besides the grass trading at the beginning. Hooray! And Chimecho learned Astonish, of all things. Doesn't matter what Wynaut does. It's all really up to Latias to take him out. Whoops. We're just gonna charm the Lotad because it can astonish us. Whoops. Hooray! But unleash its energy first. We want Wynaut to do something besides bide, and then we'll encore it. There we go. Come on, Latias. Just want to be done with this. Alright, let's beat up on some Magikarps to end the episode. Well, things are going to be a lot nicer whenever we come back for the second one, because we'll actually have some attacks. Not on, Latias, but we will on everybody else. Alright, let's get cut, and that'll end out the episode. Alright. So this is where we will end our episode for today. We will be back tomorrow with more Pokemon. Until then, we will see you all next time.